Are you an 80s kid? If not, don't worry, we've got great news for you anyway. Ever since its first season graced our screens, Stranger Things has become the flagship show for Netflix, and for good reason. The deft mixture of horror film and the retro look of classic films like Spielberg's E.T. or The Goonies turned it into an instant hit. Not to mention the amazing synthfest of a soundtrack. As the series has gone on, its universe has expanded to include even more paranormal creatures from the underworld and developed all the lovable characters that made us care for it in the first place. After that introduction, you probably have an idea of what we're about to tell you. Stranger Things has been renewed for a fourth season, set to be released in 2022, with beloved Finn Wolfhard on board. Even though the details of the plot have not been revealed, showrunners, the Duffer Brothers, have already announced that the next season will consist of 9 episodes, one of which will feature a surprising comeback from a fan favorite. It also seems like the recent pandemic has made them focus even more on the plot and come up with new storylines and characters that will give a fresh new spin on the classic formula we all know and love. That said, what we're all really looking forward to is meeting our favorite teenage heroes again. Although it's hard to pick a favorite, Finn Wolfhard's Mike Wheeler is definitely in our top 3. His budding romance and will they won't they dynamic with Eleven is probably the heart of the show, and we can't wait to see what happens to them as well as the rest of the gang. But award-winning Finn is not only a star in the making, he's found success outside the borders of Hawkins, Indiana. As we gear up for the next season of Stranger Things, let us help you get acquainted with the real-life accomplishments of Mike Wheeler. Keep watching to find out 5 things you probably didn't know about Finn Wolfhard. While you're at it, remember to show us your support by clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon as well. If you do, you'll get notified every time we upload a new video. There's more Stranger Things fun facts and info coming to the channel, so make sure you stay up to date with the latest news. Number 5. His brother and his dad are also in show business. Finn is probably the most famous member of the Canadian Wolfhard family, but he's far from the only one who has become a fixture in the entertainment world. His older brother Nick was also born in Vancouver, 5 years earlier than him, in 1997. Just like his sibling, he always wanted to be in show business, but he actually earns his living as a voice actor in films like Under Wraps and, more notably, as the voice of Jack Sullivan in TV show The Last Kids on Earth. Those are far from his only credits, which include animation series like Beyblade or My Little Pony. He has also been a real-life actor in the NBC crime drama The In-Between. While he's not attained his younger brother's level of fame, we'd say that's a pretty good track record. Of course, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and the Wolfhard brothers developed a passion for the screen while growing up. In an interview, Finn revealed that his father Eric is a researcher, but he's also a professional screenwriter and a film buff. When he and Nick were younger, they used to watch movies together, which sparked a deep interest in getting into show business. Although Mr. Wolfhard has not yet written a screenplay that made it to the big screen, we bet it's only a matter of time until the whole family teams up for an incredibly successful motion picture project, so keep your eyes peeled. Number 4. From Craigslist to the Stranger Things audition, being sick in bed. Despite being born into a film-loving family, Finn had to work his way into a successful career. He started looking for parts in the humblest of places, Craigslist. Although the most we've gotten out of the classified advertisement website is a carpool ride with a sketchy driver, Finn managed to successfully jumpstart his acting career thanks to sheer effort. We can't imagine what the Craigslist audition must have been like, but most probably it was not as weird as the first one for the part of Mike Wheeler. As it turns out, the casting call for the then upcoming Netflix show asked for a video script reading, and Finn was happy to comply. However, he probably didn't think he would get the part, or maybe he was very confident about his skills, because he recorded himself on the phone playing Mike while he was sick in bed. He emailed it without giving it another thought, and as luck would have it, the Duffer brothers absolutely loved his performance. After a Skype call with them, he was invited to go to LA and met the kids who would soon become the rest of the cast. Then there was yet another audition, after which he had to wait for another whole month, until he finally got the good news that he was going to play Wheeler. It goes to show you shouldn't get discouraged even if you feel like crap while you're auditioning. Number 3. He loves the 80s and is a fan of retro culture for a reason. Although his breakthrough role as Mike came pretty early in his career, Finn, born in December 2002, did an audition for Stranger Things just because it was another gig he could get into. The logline for the show called it a love letter tribute to 80s teen drama, horror, and sci-fi. As soon as he read the synopsis, Finn Wolfhard fell in love with the idea of being in a series whose main influences were 80s film masters like John Carpenter and Steven Spielberg. It turns out those films were among the movies his father watched for inspiration as a screenwriter, so it was a match made in heaven. But that's not the end of Finn's passion for all things 80s. He has confessed that he is an unabashed fan of retro culture, which includes old video games and music from that era. Of course, when he got cast as Mike, he was already a few steps ahead of the competition. He didn't need any training to get in the mindset of an 80s kid because he was already steeped in the culture of the decade. He was even able to help his co-star and best buddy, Gaten Matarazzo, research the era, by which we mean organizing a Winona Ryder film marathon during a sleepover, which included stone-cold classics like Beetlejuice and Heathers. We can't complain about our jobs, but we really wish all our research was that fun. Number 2. Frontman of indie band Calpurnia and a soundtrack with the Aubreys. As you can tell from what we just said, Finn has got many other passions besides acting. Chief among them is probably music. He is both an avid listener of any and all music genres and a professional musician. As the frontman of indie band Calpurnia, he released a debut 6-track EP called Scout in 2018. Of course, by that time he was already a well-known actor, so the band managed to make waves around the internet and parlay Finn's acting fame into a bona fide rock music career, with appearances on shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live. Even though a lot of fans of Calpurnia had found out about the band because of Stranger Things, Finn doesn't really care as long as they love the music. However, the success of the band eventually led to it becoming, in Finn's own words, too businessy, so they decided to break up and stay friends. You can't give up on a lifelong passion that easily though, so Finn Wolfhard soon returned with a brand new band called the Aubreys, which he has described as a mix between the craziness of indie giants the Flaming Lips with earnest folk band Wilco. They have already participated in the soundtrack to the film The Turning, so it looks like it's a pristine start to a successful music career on the side for Finn. Number 1. Has teamed up with Vine star Josh O'Vale and starred with Iris Apatow. If you're a film fan and a music devotee like Finn, the best way to mix those passions is to get into directing music videos. It's a good thing that the young Canadian actor paid attention during the shooting of Stranger Things, because the one-on-one filming directing lessons from the Duffer Brothers helped him co-direct a music video along with Vine star Josh O'Vale. Finn Wolfhard was already a fan of Josh's comedy vines and short films, so when they met up, they quickly decided to team up and co-direct the music video for Sonora by the band Spend Time Palace. The video was inspired by Clint Eastwood westerns and, of course, Steven Spielberg's teen dramas. It co-stars Finn himself along with young child star Iris Apatow, known for the Netflix show Love. That's far from the only collaboration between these two aspiring filmmakers though. Finn is a recurring guest on Josh's videos, which are very recommended if you want to see the Mike Wheeler performer in a goofier setting. There you go, we just gave you ample Finn content to binge until Stranger Things comes back. Well, that's all for now on sci-fi kid detective Mike Wheeler and film and rock star in the making Finn Wolfhard. Did we miss anything important? Well, what are you waiting for? Let us know in the comments section below. And remember, click on the like and subscribe buttons to show your support. While you're at it, don't forget to hit the bell icon too. You'll get a notification every time we have something new for you. Thanks for watching and see you soon!